Hey guys, I just wanted to take a second and explain to you how I got my 100 Days of Bible Promises onto these rings. I've had a lot of people asking me about what method I did for this, and so I'm going to just really quickly explain that to you. So this idea actually wasn't mine. I saw that Imperfect Worship posted about doing hers this way, and I thought it was really interesting. I love the idea that you could actually add extra things onto the rings. And I drove around my area. I was originally going to have mine coil bound, and I drove around and I couldn't find any office supply store that would do that for me. And so I was really kind of frustrated and kind of just like, oh man, disappointed that I wasn't going to be able to have it coil bound. And then I saw her ring method and I thought this would be perfect. So what I did was I went to Hobby Lobby and I asked her what size she uses, and she said 1 inch, but you really could use another size if you wanted to have more space. So these are the rings that I got at Hobby Lobby, and you can see they're like $2.99. And there comes with a lot in there, so I have a lot of extra ones if I ever want to do anything like this again. But the rings come and they're just completely individual, right? And then you can open them up. So that is what I used, and I used a little 40% off coupon off of the $2.99. So you can see I got these for super cheap. And what I did was I knew exactly where I wanted the holes to be. So I knew I wanted to have 3 rings. I know you can do 2 if you want to. Imperfect Worship did 2, but I wanted to have 3 for myself because I knew that I was going to be putting cards in like this, and I wanted to make sure that they weren't like too loose. I wanted to have 2 places where I could put them in. So anyway, to get the holes in the pages, there's probably a way better way of doing this, but for me, I used this single hole punch, and I took a lot of time, patience, and work, and I punched through every page just about individually to get them in there, and I just tried to measure it out and get them as lined up as possible. It's not completely perfect, but the way that it falls, it looks good. It's fine the way that it is. So and to get the book off of the binding, what we did was we just took a box blade, and my husband actually, he helped me with this because it was kind of tough, but we took a box blade and we just cut out section at a time until we had it all apart, and then I started working on this part on my own. So anyway, that is how I did it. And the way I have the book is like you open it up and you start with this page, and then you go directly into your first day. So what I had left over from doing this, these are the pieces that I didn't use. And so I kept the spine in case I could think of anything super cool and creative to do with that, but I haven't yet. But maybe I will. And I was trying not to waste things, so this page is from me because I bought this for myself. So I didn't need this page in there, and so I decided to use this as like a test sheet. So I use different products on this, and I try to see like what will go through the page and what won't, just so I don't mess up my book. And then this is just another scrap sheet that was in there that I'm using for kind of the same thing. And then these pages were in the front and the back, and so you can see I already punched like a shape out of them, and I'm just going to use them for shapes and like tabs and whatever. I just don't want to get rid of them, just in case I can use them in the book somehow. So that's what I had left over after taking it apart. So yeah. This is just one of the ways. I know that some other people that have done the ring binding themselves, like they have heavy duty paper cutters and fancy punches and all this kind of stuff, and that would make it so much easier. But for me, I just didn't have those things already, and I didn't want to invest in those things, and so I kind of did it the hard way, but it works out, and I'm really glad. So for 100 days, I'm going to have a book that lays flat, which is pretty awesome. And I can add my little things in there. So that makes it super fun. Just like added a little tag there. So yeah. But anyway, I hope that helps you guys and answers some of your questions. Good luck.